up, all my devillionaires? And as you read by the caption, I'm making a gingerbread house out of notebook paper. So I cut these little papers out. I made 10 of them. I just was counting them out so you could see. All right. I made them all the same exact size because it is supposed to be a example of how I want to make my gingerbread house. So as you can see, I just drew me a little door. Okay. I'm going to get the scissors and I'm going to cut that door out. Very carefully, very demure, okay? All right, so you still got to make sure that door is cut out very cutesy, okay? As such. See what I did there? See how I cut that out very nicely? Now I'm measuring the front of the house with the back of the house to make sure they're still the same size. And the side. All right? Not that anything was going to change between me cutting the door open and not cutting the door open. However, you still have to remeasure everything just to make sure that everything is going the way it's supposed to. Now you get you some tape and you start taping the sides of the house together. Okay? You want to tape it inside of the house and not outside of the house if you're doing paper. Now, if I was doing cardboard, I would, of course, use glue. Matter of fact, I might use some tape just to secure it before I glue it. Then that way, you don't have to have somebody just standing there holding it for you. But I'm actually thinking of using pool noodles for my cardboard. So it could be nice and round on the ends, and also so it could hide any imperfections. And also, if I wrap it in a little bit of white tape, it'll look like candy canes. All right. So continue to tape the edges of the house as such. As you can see, we have now 3 walls taped together. Okay. All we have left is to add on that back panel. Once that is added on, you will officially have 4 complete walls set up for you. Now, what I didn't do before setting up these 4 walls is add decor on the 4 walls. The reason that I didn't do this in the very beginning is in case we have a situation where I put the wrong door on the front or the wrong wall on the inside or flipped it around, when I could just add those decorations on at the end. So that's how my roof is going to look. I just was measuring it out to make sure that it was long enough to match in a sense. You want to constantly keep measuring things out to make sure that it's very demure, very cutesy, okay? Now, I know what you're thinking. You're tired of me saying demure and cutesy. If you don't like it, turn the video off because I'm probably going to say it about 10 more times and you'll really just have to get over it. Now, see how I'm taking my time to make sure that they're both taped right immediately next to each other? So now we have the top flap, aka the roof, aka the top 2 panels. You like that? Yes, me too. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Now we need the piece that goes in between those 4 panels and the roof, because there's a little small triangle that should go there. And as you can see, I'm holding the panel up to make sure that it's properly measured so I can go ahead and cut it out. First I'll draw it out, then I'll cut it out. See, there's the drawing. Looks like it'll fit, I think. I don't know. You know, you never can tell. So what you do is you want to not overcut. You want to undercut and make sure you've cut less than what you think you need. So that way, if it's not big enough, you don't have to start over. If it's too big, you just cut a little bit more. Or maybe you undermeasured it to begin with. And whatever the case. But always leave a little bit extra for possible error. Okay? So I went ahead and taped that little piece on. I definitely did. I definitely did overly add a little extra measurement. I did that on purpose. So yeah, it looks a little wonky at first, but trust the process. Okay? Then you're going to add the back. Remember to continue to tape it in the inside. So that way you don't have a gang of tape all over the place. Not cute. Not very demure. Tape that little piece on. Same way as you did the other one, okay? All right. Just be patient with it. Everything's not going to be perfect. See, mine's not perfect yet. But no, a paper house is never going to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just for fun. See, my stuff kept falling over, and at the end of the day, it's just for fun, right? So I added a little more tape onto the roof area because I only added a little piece in the middle just to see how it was going to look. Now, I'm taking my pen and I'm adding just a little bit of decoration on the roof. You have to put those little scoops on the roof. Um, Not really circles. It's more like a half oval. You can draw them however you want to. I really wasn't trying to draw them cute. I'm going to just be honest with you. I kind of just did whatever because I didn't feel like it needed to be perfect. It's a paper house. I mean, for God's sake, we're not entering it into a contest. But if you are entering it into a contest, maybe you shouldn't use wide ruled, notebook paper. And you should probably use regular paper. And you should probably draw everything out very cutesy, right? So that's how it looks. Make sure you also do the same thing to the other side of your roof. Flip it over and do the same exact thing. So, I mean, you can do it differently if you want to. It really doesn't matter. But, yeah. Um, okay, so this is how we looking. We're going to set it up on there again. You see it's really, that little triangle really is not triangling, right? So, get the scissors, make some adjustments, do some cuts. But see, we couldn't have made them adjustments if we had overcut. You feel me? Now you get where I'm saying, where I'm coming from. Could I have cut it perfect? I mean, maybe if I would have measured it, but I'm not working with a tape measure here. I'm working with eyes, fingers, and scissors and a pen. So I got to do what I got to do. See, now that look a little bit better, right? See, I don't know. It still look like I might need to cut a little bit more off. But anyways, you want to get you some tape. Don't tape it right there. I did that wrong the first time. I don't know why I taped it right there because it don't leave enough room for the top of the house to be arched at the top. That means that the top of your roof is going to be round and not in a arrow position. I didn't notice that until after I sat it on there, and I was like, yeah, that's not it, baby. So I just went on ahead and popped that thing right on off. I realized it real quick. Okay. And try to pull it off without tearing my paper. Now, if you are afraid you're going to tear your paper, just cut it. But I was cutting it to save the tape because I don't like the waste tape, okay? I need all my little pieces that I could get, so I proceeded to use those. You feel me, okay? So you tape them on the sides of the triangle, on the sides. And then that leaves a little more room for you to have that cute little arch that you're looking for. You need that, trust me. It's going to make it look cuter. Again, we're not looking for perfection out of a paper house, but we are looking for cute. Cute and wonky is what we like, right? Okay, once you got both sides secured, I have to save that piece of tape too, boo. Like I said, the tape ain't got to be perfect, but it could be something and it could be great. It could all be so simple. you know? Initially, I was going to do this with regular printer paper, but we were completely out of printer paper at the shelter. So, anyways, now that I got that on there on the sides, it's time to put the sides down. Okay. So, I proceeded to add a little more tape to make sure that everything was stuck down properly, make sure everything is secure. And that's basically how it's going to look. But add you a little more tape till you have it securely how you want it to be, up to your standards, up to your liking. Okay? And see, it's coming along. Now it looks like a little house. But to give it the gingerbread effect, you want to add a little more details on it, right? You want to add a little bit of snow, or in most cases, it sort of look like icing. So you could take it, draw it on a piece of paper, or you could just cut it out. It just depends on how you like it best. I tried it both ways, and I think I like it like that, just better drawn out. Then once it's drawn out, you go ahead and cut, print, and beautiful, guys. Okay? All right. So it don't have to be perfect, but you know, obviously, as you can see, I was having a good old time chatting it up in the background, talking, but you know, still cutting. And once you have it like you like, you go ahead and you cut the other one out too. I wish I hadn't cut this one like this. I started thinking about it like after the fact. I was like, I guess I didn't have to cut it that way. I could have just cut it across because it was already sort of cut at the bottom. But no biggie. It just is what it is. See, I did me a little quick measurement again. And I thought to myself, just go ahead and cut that thing straight across. Stop making your life so hard. Yep. So once you get your measurements the way you want to, you line them up. Again, like I said, it don't got to be perfect at all. Not even the least. Okay? So I went ahead and cut those out. Made the proper adjustments. Kind of messed it up a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But it's okay. Like I said, grab your tape. Tape it on the side. Tape it on the inside though. Always tape it from the inside. You don't want no gang of tape. Do it very carefully. And see, you got one little side on. Then you go ahead and turn it around to the other side. Collect your pieces. And again, same thing. Repeat the same procedure on the other side. Tape it on the inside. I'm not going to say I used a lot of tape, but I did use the tape for a second project after that. And let's just say that whole little roll of tape was gone afterwards. I don't know how long they've been using it before, but it wasn't mine. Anyway, so you got both your sides on now. Make sure it's secure so it doesn't fall off. Hey, that was my little victory dance. Okay. Now, you want to cut out a couple more pieces. Now, you want to do the same thing. These ones I actually didn't draw out. I was trying to see which method worked better. These ones I just sort of just cut on my own. And they were super chunky. Super duper chunky. But still, they came out okay. cut it how you want to cut it. Make it your own design. You can put the little fake snow or icing on the sides. I'm sorry, on the front and the back, or you can just put them on the front. I decided to only put mine on the front because I didn't see any point in putting them on the back. Again, this was just a little mini paper model for me to see how I want to make my gingerbread house when I get home. Okay? So I felt like it was a little too much paper on the top part. So I went ahead and cut some of the top off so they're not hanging so low. Because I measured it on the front. I know it's a little out of frame, but don't worry, you'll see it shortly. I did go ahead and get my pen and I drew some of the lines in. So that way it looks more like the rest of the house. Not that I just cut it out, but more so that I actually drew it out, then cut it out. Okay, I did that on both. Once that was done, back to the tape, baby. Follow that same procedure. Don't forget, tape it on the inside. I'm sorry, it's kind of out of frame, y'all. It took me a moment to realize that I had it way over there on the side. There we go. All right. You see how I pulled it over finally? All right. So it was a little wonky, like I said, but you just go ahead and you do the same thing. Tape each on, one little piece on each side. I snipped it obviously because it was too long. But again, taper on the inside. Same thing, make sure the tape is long enough. I just use smaller pieces of tape because, sometimes when you use a longer piece, you have too much and then you're wasting tape. Is the whole project a waste of tape anyways? Yeah, probably, but who cares? You still came and saw this video and I guess you found some interest in it. So since it was sticking up, I threw a little piece of tape up top in the middle and I pressed it down, like sort of folded it so it would stay down. It was still sticking up a little bit, so I had to get a little more tape for the edge. See? And there was a little extra paper up at the top right there. So I just sort of taped everything down. Anything that looks like a flyaway or is not properly just laying down, just tape it down, that's all. So imagine that the four walls are like brown and the roof is brown and the little side pieces are white, like little icicles. I added some more tape in the back. You can add tape wherever you want to add tape to. Like I said, whatever just looks like it's sticking up or it's crazy, just tape it down. Same thing I did in the back. It was just popping up a little bit. So I take those down as well. Like I said, I was going to put the little ice and icicles, snow in the back, but I didn't see any point. It was looking cute as is, so I didn't see any point to keep adding extras. But again, if you see a point, you are more than welcome to go ahead and add your little extras in the back and do the same thing. At this point, your paper house is basically done, but I grabbed a pen. No, I grabbed a permanent marker and I grabbed some more details. Drew some more details on the side. Some windows. They don't have to be perfect windows. I sort of just drew them any type of way. Again, it's a paper house. I could have drawn more straighter, but I mean, hey. I was holding it in my hand. No tape measure. I'm sure there's some artists out here who could do much better, but hey, just keep on drawing those decorations on the side. You don't have to be the perfect artiste to make this possible. but just do it. Just freaking do it. Okay? Now you got all your cute little windows. I went ahead and traced the things on the roof, the little scoops or half ovals as I called them earlier in the video. As such, perfection's not needed. Just do whatever you feel is cute. Okay, see? Okay, see? Casey? Same thing on the other side of the roof. Do it how you want. So if you want to make them smaller, if you want to make them smaller, make them smaller. If you want to make them bigger, make them bigger. If you want to get some color pencils and color it, color it. I tried to do the other side cuter than the first side. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, I really did. But then I realized it ain't gotta be that fancy. I drew a window on the back too. So y'all. Okay. Ta-da! So that is my house. What do you guys think of my little paper house? And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Till next time.